I don't know if anyone has told you, but global climates, they're changing. And quite frankly, it's going to be a problem. We just don't know how much of a problem. I am interested in whether evolution can help limit the impact of climate change on wild populations. Now, I'm an experimental biologist, and studying evolution experimentally can be tricky. So let's say you wanted to look at the evolution of growth. First, we would measure growth within a population. We would then expose this population to a change in climate for a period of time, and then we would remeasure growth. And if we see a difference in growth, we can conclude that the population may have adapted to the climate it was exposed to. The problem with this approach is time. Evolution can take a while, and so unless you're working with a relatively short-lived organism, like say bacteria, evolution is often just too slow for us to detect experimentally. Now, are you listening? Because this is the clever bit. In order to work around this problem of time, we can use non-native species. For example, the fish you see on the screen is a pumpkin seed sunfish. If you've been fishing in southern Ontario, you're probably familiar with them. Pumpkin seed are native here, but they were introduced into Europe in the late 1800s. Now, Europe has a milder climate than we do, and the pumpkin seed living there have now been exposed to this climate for over 100 years. So we can use these non-native European pumpkin seed to test for adaptation to a warmer climate over a much more realistic time frame than what we can achieve experimentally. All right, so how do we actually do this? Well, in order to test whether European pumpkin seed have adapted to a warmer climate, we collected pumpkin seed from 2 local Canadian populations, and we imported live pumpkin seed from 2 populations in Spain. And we're raising these fish in these large outdoor ponds right here in Ontario. Under this design, we can compare Canadian and Spanish pumpkin seed born and raised under identical conditions, which means any differences we see between them are likely the result of genetic evolutionary change. So far, we have found that Canadian and Spanish pumpkin seed have different metabolism, different temperature tolerance, and different growth rates. But we only see these differences when the traits are measured at warm temperatures. This tells me that the physiology of Spanish pumpkin seed is better suited to a warmer climate than the Canadian pumpkin seed. So I guess the Spanish pumpkin seed really is a senior pumpkin seed, because it is adapted to the warmer Spanish climate. And if Spanish pumpkin seed can evolve in the 100 years since they were introduced, then pumpkin seed right here in Canada just might also be able to adapt to future changes in climate. Thank you.